tell Iranian patriots, keep protesting, take over your institutions if possible, and save the name of the killers and the abusers that are abusing you. You're being very badly abused. One death is too much. But I hear much lower numbers, and then I hear much higher numbers. But I say save their names because they'll pay a very big price. And I've canceled all meetings with the Iranian officials until the senseless killing of protesters stops. And all I say to them is help is on its way.
That's President Trump assuring Iranian protesters that he is behind them. At least 2,000 people have been killed, reportedly, since protests broke out weeks ago. The regime reportedly planning to begin executions of protesters today who are protesting against this regime. Joining me now is Florida Congressman Carlos Gimenez. He's a member of the House Armed Services and Homeland Security Committees. Congressman, what is your reaction to what is taking place in Iran right now?
I mean, I'm horrified. I'm hearing over 2,500 protesters have been killed.
Wow.
And this is, I mean, that's just incredible. And so, you know, it shows you the brutality of that regime and that the Iranian people have had enough. And I'm very happy that the president is saying that he's going to have their back, and to keep the names of everybody that's doing the killing and the violence against its own people, because there'll be retribution and there'll be something to pay once the regime changes. And so this is pretty serious, and I don't think I've seen this level of discontent and in Iran ever since the revolution. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I mean, do you want the U.S. to do something to get behind those protesters in a meaningful way in terms of military support? I mean, our military has been just awesome in terms of President Trump's direction of extracting Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela, what they did last year in terms of destroying the nuclear operations in Iran. What do you expect or would like to see from the U.S. military today with regard to Iran and these protesters?
I think it'll be something akin to what happened during when we struck them the last time. It was very surgical and direct, and also the Israelis ended up, you know, eliminating a lot of the nuclear scientists and generals, et cetera. You know, maybe something like that will be very surgical. It won't be boots on the ground, but you know, the United States has demonstrated to the people around the world that we can touch you anywhere at any time of our choosing. And when the president is saying that he's going to have their back, I would heed his words. This president, when he makes statements like that, usually follows up. And so when he's saying to the protesters, keep on protesting because we're going to have your back, I believe this president is going to have their back. Yeah,
I believe it too. I mean, he warned Iranian regime multiple times. You know, you better come to the deal. You better, come to the table for a deal until they didn't do it, and he had to direct the military to go in there and destroy the nuclear facilities. I want to talk to you about Cuba, something more personal to you. President Trump is also urging Cuba to make a deal, warning that the flow of Venezuelan oil and money could be cut off. The president says his administration is in talks with Cuba right now. The communist leader there is defiant as Cuba's president writes this: Cuba is a free, independent, and sovereign nation. Nobody dictates what we do. Cuba does not aggress. It is aggressed upon by the United States for 66 years, and it does not threaten. It prepares, ready to defend the homeland to the last drop of blood. Congressman, Venezuela has not sent crude or fuel to Cuba for about a month. Your assessment here?
Well, Venezuela hasn't, but Mexico has, and that's my problem. Mexico has now taken over what Venezuela used to be. And so, I've called out the Sheinbaum government from Mexico saying, why are you doing that? Why are you gifting all this oil to Cuba when that oil could be used for the benefit of your own people in your own country? So we'll see where that goes. As far as Cuba is concerned, they have been the aggressor in our hemisphere for over 65 years, doing whatever they can to hamper the U.S. And to be an ally to our adversaries, China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. And so, you know, they're no innocent bystander, let's put it that way. And you know what? It's a failed state. They can't provide power for their people. They can't provide food. They can't provide medicine.
Yeah.
They haven't had elections in 65 years, and it's a, you know, it's a communist dictatorship, a utterly failed state. And so, you know, let's see what happens again with that. And I haven't been privy to the negotiations of what the president is looking for, but hopefully the people of Cuba one day will be able to say that they're free and it's a free democracy.
Well, President Trump is taking on so much, and yet your colleagues on the left continue to attack him and try to stop his agenda. Your reaction?
Yeah, well, look, there's no dictator, no communist, socialist dictator that they don't like. You know, they come to the aid of Nicolas Maduro. They want him freed, for God's sakes. He's a narco-terrorist that's got American blood on his hands, and so I'm sure that they're going to come to the aid of Castro because, you know, it's such a great country, and you know, and the people love it so much, you know, so that, you know, they have to be maintained. A lot of them have to be maintained by the people that live in my town in Miami. We send food and medicine over there because the government can't do it.
Yeah.
But you know what? They're socialists, they're communists, so they must be okay. They're not, okay? They're brutal. It's a brutal dictatorship that, just like Iran, what they do is they kill and they brutalize their own people in order to stay in power. The Cuban regime does exactly the same. Whenever the Cuban people take to the streets, then their thugs come out and beat them and put them in jail.
Meanwhile, the Republican Study Committee unveiling a plan to cut the deficit by $1 trillion using a second reconciliation bill. This proposal would move through the budget reconciliation process, allowing it to pass the Senate with a simple majority. But I spoke with House Republican Study Committee Chair August Pfluger earlier in the show. He introduced this framework, and here's what he had to say. Watch.
The framework is very simple. It's common sense. It's based around making the American dream affordable again. We're going to have our first meeting today in the House to start discussing what can be a part of that. But I'm proud of it because Americans are watching, and Democrats spent 4 years making America unaffordable. We're going to deconstruct that, rebuild it, and it's going to be even better.
What's the timing on that?
We have to move with a sense of urgency. The scope and the scale can't be as big as the One Big Beautiful Bill, but as many of my colleagues have said, it will be just as beautiful. So it needs to move within the next couple of months.
Is that realistic, Congressman? Can Republicans get something like that over the finish line with this razor-thin majority?
Yeah, we've been underestimated before, and we've been able to do it. So yes, I think we can. I think we have to, because some provisions there, if you hold on too long, it may, you know, people may just hold on to stuff that we don't want them to hold on. So yes, I think we can, and I think we will. All
right, we will keep watching all of that. Congressman, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks so much.
Good seeing you too.
Gimenez joining us. We'll be right back. Stay with us.